Hi everyone. Right, I'm not sure whether this will work. I've found an angle to do the sewing. And what I did, do you remember when I did these the other week? Well, I did one that I showed you how to put it together. And what I'm going to do now is to make it into a wall plaque. And I've managed to, this is sticky back lace, and I've stuck some on. I'm now going to secure that. But this is a double row of the tassel trim. Now I'm hoping you can see. I might have to bring the camera in. Let me just see if I can do that. You can actually see what I'm doing. I'll bring that down a little bit. Oops. It might bobble, you know, move about when I'm sewing. I don't know. I've pulled this table away from the other one, so it shouldn't. And then you can see what I'm doing. So all I'm going to do is to run a stitch along the edge. So you lift your foot up, make sure your material can fit in. Drop the foot down. Always hand push your needle in to start with. Always do it by hand. So you turn the wheel around. And then do a couple of stitches, back stitch. Hopefully it's not going to move it about. And then we can just sew it. And that's going to secure the lace. And when you get to the corner, keep your needle in the right place. Lift and turn. And drop that back down. Now, you don't need to... Whoops, I'm going to lift that up because that got caught, that's fine. I'm now sewing on the scallop edge of the top, but that's fine. If it catches, lift your foot up, pop it back under, get to the corner, hand, yeah, I always turn it by hand because it saves messing about. Now I'm back onto this edging. But that has secured that down, even though it's sticky back. Okay, let's have a look. Now I know a lot of people are frightened of machines, but there's no need to be if you're really careful. I know I sometimes get my hands quite near to the needle, but I know what I'm doing, so you must be really careful. Just going to take off all the excess thread, and that secured that on, so we've got that. Hopefully you can see that, and that's the start of my wall plaque. Now I do want to continue with something here, so I've got some bits and pieces out. I do have some beautiful trims, and I did have, here's my lace. So I know my desk is a mess at the moment, but I'm going to clear it, change the room around a little bit more until we've got what we need, and I need a sewing area. Right, I've got this, which is the Nottingham lace. It's beautiful lace, so I'm going to be using that across the top there. I need a wider one, I think, to start with. Not sure if I've got a wider one that's gathered. I don't think I have. Yes, I have. The new pink one, of course, Fiona. Come on. So I'm just going to get the new pink lace. And a piece of that. Because I want this really girly, very shabby chic, this one. Now, I just need to make sure that I've got, that's it, that's what I want. A small piece of that, and trim it off later. I'm just going to pop that on the floor. And I think I'm going to do both my trims together. Just saves time and saves any messing about. So what I'm going to need is pop my plaque under. Just for a minute, hold it there till I get this where I need it. Take my lace, put the two laces together, And I'm going to leave a little edge on mine. Lift that up. I'm going to go over because I can trim that down. Pop that underneath. And line up my needle with the stitching on here. Again, hand turn your needle. A couple of stitches. Back stitch it. Now what you've got to do is to make sure you keep all of this in line. So I'm just going to hold the two together like that and do it a couple of inches at one time. Just pucker in there, hold it up, move it. Because as it feeds through, it's quite thick with the layers that I'm doing. And it will tend to pucker. But try and press it down, hold it down, and you can pull it through as well. Make sure that gets tucked under. Again, we line that one up, and then we're lining that one up on top. And I am feeding my lace through. So I've got my foot control where with the foot control you just move your foot up and down on the pedal, and obviously as soon as you stop, that stops. There, we're at the end. Again, take it to the end and back stitch it 2 or 3 stitches. Lift that back up, pull that out, catch it there, and then we just snip that off. So all I'm going to do is not cut the bottom lace, of course. See, I'm just going to cut them bits there in line with the material. That gives me a little bit of that for something else. And then we do exactly the same with this one. Tuck those in, and you're just trimming off the excess there. Oh, we've ended up with that. Isn't that beautiful? It's just stunning. So I'm not sure if you can see that. So that's my start of my wall plaque. I am going to be putting a picture on it, but I do want to put a doily on it, so I'm going to go get a doily because I forgot to get that, I think. Did I forget to get... Oh, look, I had that one as well. That was beautiful. Different colour, though. Didn't want that pink. I know what I did have. We've got this back in store. The really elegant bow one. So I'm just going to pop a little bit across the top. Let's just see how many I can fit on there. 1, 2, 3, 4 just. I think that will do. I'm just going to snip that off. Figure out where I'm going to put this. There. In fact, I'm going to sew it onto that, I think. Just like that. I could glue that on, but I'm not. I'm going to just tack it on, to be honest. So let's have a look. Now I've turned it onto is it L? Sorry, L on my machine, which will just give me a zigzag. Hopefully it'll give me a zigzag. Ease the needle in like that, lift it up and take that off, so I don't have to stitch all of it. Now I'm just going to do exactly the same at the end. Right, so I've just turned the machine off and put it to one side because now I need to decorate it. And I think if I hadn't been so silly, I could have plugged in my glue gun. But never mind, we'll plug it in now. And I'm going to find something to decorate my plaque with. So those laces can now go away, which I shall do in a minute. I've got lots of trim here, so let's have a look. Here's the plaque. Beautiful. Just a piece of felt, remember? I haven't glued that down, but I will glue that down. Like I say, 2 layers of the tassel trim, and then a gorgeous layer of the pink chiffon, and then the Nottingham lace, and then I use the beautiful trim at the top. So, you know, there's lots and lots of trims and flowers. I might put some of the, I absolutely love these flowers, so I need some that's going to lay flat. Well, they're all flat. They are all flat, should I say. Yeah, I love those. I think we're going to put one in the corner there. And one in the corner there. Yeah, really pretty. Do love those. And I do have lots and lots of bits and pieces. I've got some really tiny ones here. Beautiful, beautiful. Look, I've got these. Sorry, put that back there. These. Now, you buy these by the 100, and I didn't realise how small they were when I got them. Look. Right, I'm back. Now, what I've done so far is I have found a picture. I've kind of like cut it in an egg shape, only because of the way and the width it is from the shoulders. I've added the Nottingham lace around the edge and glued that down, and then I've glued that onto my canvas. Now I've got these prepared, the pink doilies. I've saved them because you don't get pink that often, although I have some coming in, ladies and gents, so I have some beautiful doilies coming in. And I'm just, oops, that went onto my finger there. Pinning these into the corners, like so. Then I'm using these, again we sell these in the store as well. We're limited stock left on these though. I'll just put those on in the centre. It's like layering this. And these are just so easy to make. People look at them and think, oh, I don't know, I couldn't do that. Anyone can make one of these, anybody. And I'm using, not bling, I want to continue using the pink theme. So I'm adding the flat roses. Now you get 24 of these. So that's a really good buy. I think like that. Just keep that theme going. Oops, do you know, that's why it looked funny. It was set wrong. You silly woman, Fiona. And it's set wrong. It wasn't quite centerised for me. There we go. That's much better. See how pretty that looks. But what I've got is this trim. But I don't want all of that. I just want the little flowers. So I'm just taking some of the flowers off. I want the little 3 bunches of flowers there, or the little bunch of 3. Cluster, I think that's the word I was looking for, couldn't think. So I just, that one's no good, but I won't waste the 2 little flowers because I accidentally didn't cut that right. This is the best thing about trims, that can be cut apart and you can just use a bit of this and a bit of that. See, that was great on its own, that'll be fine. I have bags and bags of lace, bits and pieces. Right, now you want to make sure you got these back to front, or the right way, should I say. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just, and it's basically just for decoration, I'm just going to start and pop these on the edge of that, because like I say, it is purely for decoration. And that's like a double layer of lace. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, what I'm going to put on there as well is some pink trim. How do I need that one? Too wide. Hopefully I've cut enough off because I don't measure anything. Okay. So again, I'm going to start at the bottom and it's just running it along the edge. And in that way, I've just made my own little frame. I'm just going to snip that one off, just there. And that again fit perfectly. Like that. Now, I think what I'm going to do, shall I? It doesn't seem to want to lay it properly. I'm going to do that, I think. Just pop a little ribbon flower in there. So I didn't really need to put that on, but you can see it from here. Like that. And then, now I have a little bag of flowers. These are just gorgeous. They're just little silk flowers. And I'm just going to get my tweezers. And it basically is just layering what you've got. Now, I'm also going to use my flat flowers to go across here. But I need to put some roses in first, I think. Let me get some trimmings in. I'm taking the roses off. These are foam roses. They are beautiful. Oh, and I've got a little cameo as well. And I'm not going to... You don't have to place it in a particular place. I just do it anywhere. Whatever I think I like, I just do it like that. So I'm just going to put mine there. And that's fine. I like that. I'm just going to pop a few nice feathers. Let's have a look, find there. These are the marabou feathers and they're absolutely stunning. And glue it up the stem. And just pop that on there. And I'm going to put 2 or 3 up on there. They're just stunning. Now, what I do need is some glue. Just going to get a couple of glue sticks. There we go. I'm just going to get one more. I just want plenty of feather on mine. I love feathers. As people who've been following me long enough will know. Now I'm going to do a cluster of, do you know? No, where's the pink ones? There they go. I'm going to put a pink one on there. Keep the theme going. Like that. and then a little cluster of roses. Make sure that my glue stick's not playing. Let's just make sure we can do this. Get it going, that's it. It's not warmed up enough for putting the fresh one in. Like that, just stay put. And I absolutely love the elegant look. So I've got some big pearls here, and they're going to go in between each rose like that, because it just gives it a very classy, shabby look. Come on, glue gun. Beautiful. And maybe, no, I think we could do with a bling, some form of bling. See, you've got a teardrop pearl, which will just, oh, just look stunning. Just looks stunning. Like that. Gorgeous. Now what I'm going to do is just to pin this down a little bit, because it's sticking up. That's it. Shake that loose. That's grand. Beautiful. Now I need the little diamond droplets for there. Some of these, so I'm going to have to snip these, I think, as my pliers do's. Yeah, very, very happy with that. Make sure I get all the strands off. And look, isn't that gorgeous? So right now all I've got to do is very quickly add on my flowers for here. Okay. And then I should have enough for one just there in the corner. And there you go. A beautiful hope you can see that plaque, and that is now going to have a hanger put on it, which I'm just going to use some ribbon for it, which I don't have any down at the moment. But hang on, we can use that we cut off, can't we? Yes, why not? We can just use this bit of ribbon that was left, this trim. So all I do is flip that over gauge this properly. Pop that on there, pop that on there. Like that. And then what I could do, you know what, it doesn't matter, I'm just sealing it. No one's going to see the back of it whatsoever. So I'm just going to seal it. I just use these tabs to seal it. And what I do is I will put on a little bit of glue to seal those bits down. Which you can use paper, it doesn't matter, it won't come off. It won't come off at all, but that will seal that. And there you go. Beautiful, beautiful shabby chic plaque. Not too overdone, but very elegant. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye bye for now.